Yo guys, welcome back to another competitive Battlin, and we're doing Beedrill. Couldn't contain it any longer. The hype for Mega Beedrill was too much. We had to do them. So we're actually gonna be doing 3 sets. One is gonna be exclusively the Mega, and then the other 2 sets is for you insane people who wanna not run a Mega Beedrill. You're crazy for not running Mega Beedrill. He's a monster. But, you know, I guess if you're playing in an NU tier, because Beedrill is never used, I'm gonna go ahead and guess he's in NU. Might even be PU. I don't know. Beedrill's not a good Pokemon. I mean, look at him. He looks amazing. But, looks can be deceiving. He's not a good Pokemon. Until he Mega Evolves, that is. So, we're gonna go ahead and give him his, Beedrillite and, ability. Doesn't really matter. Swarm, Sniper, it's not gonna matter. You know, it's whatever. EV Spread. Well, first nature. You're gonna want to run either Jolly or Adamant. I prefer Jolly because you're even faster, you outspeed more things. But Adamant's still a fair option because you're already super fast. We're gonna max that speed, and we can max that attack, and throw your leftovers and whatever. You know, your defensive choice if, you know, you don't want to do HP. I always say do HP because I feel like level 100 battles are going to come back eventually, so I'm just thinking ahead for the future. But, you know, right now, since level 50, it'd be better if you went with a defense. But, you know, I'm thinking ahead to the future. Making assumptions that I maybe shouldn't be making. So anyways, onto the moveset. You're gonna wanna give him Protect. He needs Protect because when you Mega Evolve, the first turn you Mega Evolve, you don't get the speed stat because you start out your turn, you know, as a regular Beedrill. So like it goes off regular Beedrill's speed stat. So that means you're not very fast on the first turn, and more often than not, they're going to go first, because you only got 75 speed. So, unless they're super slow, they're going to be going first. So what you want to do is Protect, and you don't have to worry about the first turn. Then second turn, you're good to go, you're already Mega Evolved, and you got speed for days. I mean, look at this. Well, you can't look at that speed stat, but I'll show you that speed stat. If I can learn how to spell. Look at that speed stat. Oh yeah. Look at that attack stat. Yeah. Now that's some stats. And not to mention his ability, adaptability. If you don't know what that does, I'll show you what it does. Stab, you know, you usually get a 1.5 multiplier. Well, that stab is now a 2 times multiplier, so more damages on your bug and poison moves. So that's what that does. Back to the set. Protect, staple, you need it. On to the other moves. You want to run Poison Jab. That's going to be your poison type stab option, which is going to be ×2 thanks to adaptability. And you get that 30% chance to poison, but more importantly, it's a strong physical poison stab move, so damages. Onto the bug type stab. You can run X Scissor, it's an option, but in terms of what gives you more utility, U-turn is basically always the better option here, because U-turn, you can hit them and say bye, and you can come back in later and hit them again and say bye if you want to, you know, whatever. It gets you out of tough situations while still doing damage. You don't have to waste your turn just switching. You can hit them first and then switch, because look at your speed stat. You gonna be going first most of the time. So U-turn, you're gonna be good to go. And as for the last option, you got a couple options. The best option I feel is drill run. It gives you the most coverage, particularly on steel types, which are gonna resist both your U-turn and your poison jab. Well, they're gonna be immune to your poison jab, but they're gonna resist U-turn. So drill run takes care of mainly steel types. You know, it'll hurt rock types, you know, it'll hurt fire types. It hurts anything ground normally hurt, you know what a ground type is, you know, it does ground type things. But particularly steel types is what it's here for, because they're gonna wall you a bit, because you're not gonna be able to do much to them. So that's what drill run's typically for. But well, I mean, plus it's got 80 base power and that high crit ratio, so you know, it's a good move. But it's not Earthquake. Keep that in mind. It's not Earthquake. But as far as your other option, the only other real one I can think of is Knockoff, which is going to be good for taking care of, you know, ghost types, psychic types, you know, it's a dark type move. It does what dark type moves do. And more importantly, it's Knockoff, and it's super OP this gen, and does 1.5 damage to anyone who has an item. In competitive play, everyone has an item, so that's the thing. And it'll remove that item if it can. So, you know, as long as they're not holding like a Mega Stone or have an ability like Sticky Hold, you're most likely going to knock off their item. And that does it for Mega Beedrill. There's nothing more he really does, but he does what he does well. Mega Beedrill is basically, you know, you take Beedrill. He's not a good Pokemon. And then you just, in one turn, he instantly becomes a super amazing glass cannon that is amazing. It's a Mega Beedrill, you know, the hype is real. Beedrill, Pokemon we all loved, you know, growing up, because, I mean, who wants Butterfree? I mean, Butterfree, you know, he's not bad, you know, but, I mean, Beedrill, man. Beedrill, man. Beedrill. Man. Yeah. Anyways, Beedrill. So, that does it for Mega Beedrill, and, we'll move on to, another set. We're going to be doing a, more of a support set on this, so we're going to go ahead and do the item since he only has one option here for the item. You're going to want to go with Focus Sash, because, like I said, Beedrill's bad if he doesn't Mega Evolve, so you're going to probably get one shot. Just keep that in mind. And as far as the EVs, Nature, you're probably going to want to run Jolly. You probably don't want to bother with Adamant. So let's go ahead and find Jolly. Jolly, there it is. And just max your speed and your attack. And throw your extra in, whatever. So, and as far as your ability, it really doesn't matter. I mean, probably go Swarm, because Sniper's not going to come into play a whole lot, but actually, definitely go Swarm, because Focus Sash. there you go. You're at 1/3 less of your HP because you only got 1 HP after getting hit. So yeah, definitely go Swarm actually. It may not help you all that much, but it's definitely going to come into play. So anyways, as far as the moveset, you're going to want to run Toxic Spikes, because he gets that. And, you know, entry hazards are nice. This is a support set, like I said, so, you know, go with that. And, as far as, the next move, since you got a Focus Sash, go with Endeavor. Spelled with only one E. Because what it does is it makes their HP whatever your HP is. So you get hit, and then you Endeavor, then they have 1 HP too. So you both got 1 HP at that point. It definitely cripples things, because especially like tanks that you normally wouldn't do any damage to with a regular attack, this is gonna automatically bring it down to whatever your HP is. So that's gonna, you know, it's gonna hurt. And as far as the other option, you're probably gonna want to throw in you know, either protect to protect yourself, because like I said, you're very frail, or you could probably switch it out with another support option as like Tailwind, because what Tailwind does is for 4 turns all your allies' speeds are doubled, so whatever Pokemon you switch in, their speed's doubled for the remainder of those 4 turns. So it's really good, and also helps Beedrill out, you know, to go faster. Because, like I said, his regular speed, it ain't amazing. So that's good. And last option, I'd go with probably, I'd go with a stab move, but let's see, Poison Jab's not going to help you. U-turn, yeah, U-turn's definitely going to be what you want here. X-Scissor, forget X-Scissor. U-turn, because it's got the utility in switching you out, so U-turn's definitely what you're going to want here. It's going to get that boost from Swarm, but no one really cares, because abilities like Swarm, or Blaze, or Torrent, or whatever the grass type equivalent is, Overgrow? Is that what that is? I don't know. They're typically not good abilities. Just, you know, I hate to say it, they're just not good abilities. So, anyways, U-turn. Yeah, that's gonna be good. And as for this, that completes this support set. The main strategy here is just first turn, set up a Toxic Spikes, get hit, you know, live because of Focus Sash, and then next turn Endeavor, and, you know, then you're dead, you know. Tailwind if you have an option to, or U-turn if you want to get out. The Toxic Spikes Endeavor thing, first turn, it only really works against an opponent that's slower than you. So if they're faster than you probably just want to switch out, or go straight for the Endeavor first turn, because if they're going to hit you first, you can probably guarantee that Focus Sash is going to be activated. So keep that in mind. And on to the next set, which is going to be a classic offensive Beedrill before Mega Beedrill existed. So, of course, you're going to run Swords Dance, because what would Beedrill do without Swords Dance? I mean, seriously, what would Beedrill do without Swords Dance? He's not gonna do much without Swords Dance. So, you know, your attack's okay. You know, 90's not bad, and we're gonna go ahead and max those like normal, because I forgot to do that before doing the moveset. So, apologize for that. And, die extra and whatever, like usual. And as far as the nature goes, Jolly or Adamant will work. I still recommend Jolly because, I prefer speed over attack most of the time, but that's just my personal preference. Adamant's a choice. Go with it if you want. As far as item goes, give him a life orb. He can't really use anything else. Yeah. Swords Dance. At this point, we're just gonna start chucking in stab and coverage because he doesn't have much else to offer. So, I'd recommend Poison Jab, and I'd recommend Drill Run and or Slash. Knockoff, for some reason I couldn't think of what it was called. And last option, I say U-turn. I mean, X Scissor if you really want to. X Scissor's an option, but I prefer U-turn because that utility of switching yourself out and doing damage in the same turn. It's nice. So, there's not much more to say. I recommend Drill Run just because it's more coverage. Actually, here's an option. If you're super crazy and don't want to run Swords Dance, then, well, actually, no. Before we get to that, an option, actually, instead of running Swords Dance, I mean, yes, run Swords Dance, but instead of running Poison Jab, you could run a double setup set with agility as well. So that way you can boost your speed and your attack. And then you're just going to rely off these two moves mainly to do damage. And actually, if you're running a double setup set, you probably want to go with X Scissor actually, because the work you go through to set this up, you're not going to really be wanting to switch out and lose your boost. You know what I'm saying? At that point, it just becomes the final stand, and you're going to stay in or you're going to die trying. So, that's actually an option, I'd say. But actually, another option would not be run any setup at all. We're going to go ahead and put Poison Jab back. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. And it's stuck in my nose. Don't you hate it when you gotta sneeze and you can't? You could run U-turn and X Scissor and Poison Jab and Drill Run and or Knockoff. Knockoff's still an option here if you want. And not run a Life Orb and run a choice band or scarf. Not a specs, but a band or scarf. So choice band or choice scarf. I probably recommend the choice scarf instead because, like I said, Beedrill needs speed. He needs it. So I'd recommend the scarf on that, honestly. And yeah, definitely scarf. You can probably forget band. Probably scarf. Keep in mind, both these two sets, neither of them are going to be run anywhere close to OU. Not even UU. Probably not even RU. Because Beedrill's not that great. That is until he Mega Evolves. But, yeah. That about does it. That's what Beedrill does. Thanks for watching. as always, there's a comment section, and tell me what Pokemon you'd like to see me do next. Give me a like if you liked it, give me a dislike if you disliked it, and if you want to see when my new videos are coming out, be sure to hit that subscribe button. So, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you later.